Kia ora, lovely people. Another episode HUI with HOKA. Is the Saturday, the 22nd of June. Beautiful Saturday here in Whakatāne. Today, episode 22 with Road to Black Belt from this beautiful Rogue gym. We're going to put some, little video material in it. The Beast from the East, Jerry. Stensness, how's it going, my friend? All good?
Sure about that? Yeah, good man, good. It's been a long time coming, this one. Shit.
Yeah, last episode we recorded in October 2022 over the phone. Absolutely shit quality. It gives me nightmares to this day, honestly, going back to it. But it is what it is. We stepped up the game. We've got the man, the myth, the legend behind the lens again, Mr. Timothy Stevens, to cover us here today, which is amazing. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. And of course, we've got Seth the Slayer. Topics today is Road to Black Belt, of course, because now you've got the mighty strap. Talk about your new gym, which we are currently sitting in. Going to bring in some guests, and we're going to talk about combat and community, CNC. How's that sound?
Sounds good, man.
Awesome. Do you want to introduce yourself properly to the audience, please?
Yeah, sure. Kia ora. I'm Jerry. I'm East Coast BJJ black belt down here in Whakatāne. Recently returned home to New Zealand, to Whakatāne, where I'm from, maybe 3 years ago now, and have just been obsessed with Jiu-Jitsu and all things fighting ever since. I started a little bit earlier over in Australia, and then I think when I got home, I wanted to fucking go for it.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Our own gym.
I had a bunch of businesses and a house and a cat over in Australia. I miss that cat. And I sold everything and I fucking gapped it. And I was like, I don't know why. I had a pretty good lifestyle set up too. I had lots of friends and a missus and all that. And I thought, fuck this. There's something pulling me towards this martial art. I have no way to explain it other than that. But so yeah, I got home. I had a one-way ticket. I'd sold everything. Sold my cafe, sold my cars, and just beelined it for the beach and ended up in the wall there, just kind of smoking weed and kicking back for a bit. And then I was like, okay, I got to do something now. You made this decision, so here we are. And I had nothing. I tried working in a cafe. That sucked. I tried working for other people. Fuck, that sucked. I can't listen to people. It drives me crazy, especially dumb people.
Yeah.
And then I met up with Brad and the East Coast BJJ team, and I just felt super blessed. I was like, this was meant to happen. This was meant to happen. I was meant to come home and feel this and be a part of this. And they were going through some weird changes, and it almost felt like they needed someone like me to come along. They were lacking coaches and lacking kaupapa a little bit. I come in and filled some shoes that I didn't even know were there and just ran with it. Took the kids program on from zilch. There were just kids showing up to the gym. They were literally just showing up to the gym twice a week. I was just in there lifting weights, and there's fucking 20 kids just running around in the Tong house, which is just down the road from here. And I thought, fuck it, I got free time. I was single young dude, so I just started taking classes. I was blue belt. I had no idea what I was up to, but yeah, I just kind of felt the calling a little bit. And then that led to that and that and that and that, and here we are. Damn.
Here we are. How does Seth the Slayer fit into the picture?
Seth, man, this little dude came along at the Tong House days, right back then. I don't even know how he got the word. I think it was just through one of his rugby friends. He showed up. Dude had this fat, thick mullet, a fucking cracker. This mullet, man. And he was pudgy little dude. And one of my greatest memories of this kid, he's probably 8 or 9 years old. And I'm pulling up to the gym. He's 2 classes deep. And he's on a rowing machine. He's on a rowing machine. He's 8 years old. And he's just fucking getting after it. Actually getting after it. After school, wearing some weird skins. And I was like, what? I was sitting in my car. I took a story from my Instagram. I was like, what the fuck is this kid up to? And he was inspiring with these other kids, and then before you know it, by the time I got in my car, there's 5 kids on all the rollers just getting after it before class.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And there was no real, there was no drive or any kind of blueprint for these kids to do anything like that. So I was like, man, well, that to me was like enough. I was like, cool, let me just take these kids and like run with it and see if I can go out and develop whatever I need to develop in order to teach them and give them the right skills. And then ever since he's stuck by my side, which is crazy.
Exactly. But I reckon we're gonna save that for a little later. You know, we talk about the relationship and then you can say a few words as well, Seth. When I met you, or when we recorded the first podcast, I should say, over the phone, you were brown belt. And obviously Instagram handle, you just mentioned it back then, was Road to Black Belt. And before I started, you know, like getting ready for the podcast, and people were asking me like, who's going to be on next? Like, who do you have lined up and whatnot? I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to Jerry again, the very first episode. And they're like, oh, he's a black belt now. Does it mean the Instagram handle is going to change? Anyway, you can talk on that. And then also, I want you to speak on how did it feel receiving this, my friend?
Yeah, man. That's a heavy belt, eh? It's cracker. I was actually just looking at photos of me today wearing that thing, and it still trips me out. Like, trips me the fuck out. When I see that red tab, it looks sick. Like, it looks sick. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you need some motivation to get a black belt, just go and tie that thing around you, and you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna work my ass off because that looks fucking cool. You know, yeah, the Road to Black Belt handle, it actually came off of a whim. I created a page for our gym. Just an Instagram page, and I'd built it up because, yeah, we just had a gym, but we had no social media, and I got like a little bit of a marketing background, and I knew that it needed an Instagram so we could get members in. So I made that, and then that kind of took off a little bit. It got like 1,200 followers pretty quickly, and it was pumping like heaps of viewers, and it was feeding back into the gym, and it was going mean. And then our coach actually decided to make another page dedicated just to the East Coast BJJ kaupapa. So then we were left with like 2 pages, and I was like, oh, fuck, like this kind of looks a little bit silly, almost like we had 2 pages for the gym. So I was like, well, we've got our thing now, but now I've got this audience and this page that I've like kind of poured a bit of effort and time into, and I was having fun doing that too. Like I was happy to do it and just like rolling out memes and shit. And then I thought, okay, well, I've got a bit of an audience here, and I do like the idea of networking, and I do like the idea of like connecting with these people across New Zealand through jiu-jitsu. So I thought, why don't I come up with another kaupapa so I don't have to delete the page, and I can still have all these followers, and I can still just like, you know, keep growing. I had no idea where it was going to go. I had no idea even the kaupapa behind it, but I knew at some point I was going to get a black belt. I knew at some point. I was like, fuck, man, if I get to 30 and I don't have a black belt, like I'm going to start really resetting some things, maybe go play golf or something. I don't know. Play golf. But I just set this crazy goal, like when I turned 26 and I got like a couple of tabs in my white belt, I was like, I think I may have even just got my blue belt at 26, and I was like, I'm gonna make a fucking run for it, and that was it.
Yeah.
I just remember I ran into a bunch of like old fat black belts over my time, and I was just like, man, what's the difference between me and you? Like, I know for a fact I could fuck you up. And it was just skill. That was it. Like, I was like, man, I'm fit, I'm fast, I reckon I could smash you. But nah, there was all these steps that I had to learn along the way to prove myself with that rank. And I was
it does take time, doesn't it? And
yeah.
In particular, just to give like the timeline again, you returning to New Zealand, setting yourself that goal, going all the way up to like brown belt when I, you know, connected with you and whatnot, then to get the mighty black belt last year, 2023, the grading that I unfortunately missed due to personal reasons. I still regret it, but at least, you know, we were fortunate, myself and, you know, a few people that I brought along, to be here at your, you know, your very first and own gym now to witness and support the first ever grading, you know. So that was really special, but we're gonna get to that as well. So the mighty the mighty black belt out of the way. And then you decided to open this beauty up, Rogue Gym. Do you want to speak about the name? Because I think it goes along those lines on how you handle things.
Sure, man. That logo and that name was just like an accident, but not an accident. Mm-hmm. Like I have it on my phone. It's like a giant list of all these names. You know, when you just go through like trying to create a brand, and I got told from some people that basically I had to separate from the gym that I was training under, and I was like, oh damn, like I actually wanted to stay really connected to this space, but I guess it makes sense at some point you have to like cut ties and start going out on your own. And that, I think that kind of, it snowballed into the idea of going rogue. And I actually just quietly, I do love like the wording rogue on Rogue Fitness. Shout out to Rogue Fitness in America. You guys are crushing it. But like on the Rogue Fitness assault bikes, I actually just love the actual text. So I kind of like love that. And I started researching to make sure, it wasn't taken around. There's like one over in Australia. I think that would trash. Sorry, Rogue Australia. I'm going to get fucking smashed like over there now. But yeah, I had a training center because I wanted to keep it like quite generic so we could get people through the doors. Like I didn't want to write kung fu or martial arts or something on the end of it. So I stuck with training center so it at least had some aspect of like fitness and people like improving their lives and just coming in to train,
Yeah.
And leaving the martial arts side of it out. So that's kind of where that stemmed from. The deeper meaning behind Rogue is a little bit funny. And I don't know if you want to hear that, but yeah, fuck it. So the deeper meaning is I've always done shit on my own. Like I don't know why. Like I've always just done shit on my own. I think 18, I started my first business. That failed. Next business, that failed. Lost a shitload of money. I got like 5 brothers. All 4 of my brothers are not like me. All 5 of my brothers not like me. Like 2 are fucking homeless, smoking crack. One's fucking down the bush. The other 2 are fuck knows where, doing fuck all. Sorry about my language. But yeah, man, they like all my brothers. Like I think I was the only one who finished school. Was the only one that like was into girls. I was the only one that like wanted to self-improve, and I think I was probably the only one that had a high level of maybe self-awareness, which is a little bit sad to say. But yeah, so that rogue thing, that idea of going out into the abyss on your own, that's been something that I've been about since I was like a fucking child. Yeah.
And I mean, like I mentioned now a few times today, we witnessed, the very first grading at your gym, bringing new people in and enabling others, the community to thrive, to acquire skills, to, get fit, to build relationships, community, whakawhanaungatanga, like bringing people together. There was shared kai and like myself and the crew that I was fortunate to bring along, I think we were welcomed with like wide open arms and, it was, it felt just very wholesome to like put it in one word, I would say. However, a quick question that I wanted to ask you is, at this stage, you could think, or like to, let's say, someone who does not quite understand martial arts and grading, or like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in particular, the accomplishment of grading itself, or like going up a rank as far as it comes to, colors from blue to purple, purple to brown, brown to black, seems like a very individual, accomplishment. Yeah, it is not. We know, everyone here behind the lens knows it's not. You needed all the people in your life to pull that off. However, can you compare the emotions and the feelings and just your thoughts going through the black belt grading and grading as a black belt your own students for the very first time today?
To be completely honest, not that different. Not that different, because I feel like we've been doing this shit for a while, Seth. Like honestly, like I've been grading kids for like the last 3 years. I've been handing out stripes. I think I handed out my first blue belt when I was like a purple belt. Because I just saw effort that didn't get any rewards, and I kind of just took it upon my like really, really selfish self to go and just, fuck it, I feel like this dude deserves a blue belt. I went about it the right way. Like I organized it with my black belt coach, and I was like, hey man, I think these people need these stripes or some recognition. I also think we might lose this person here and there. So I had enough reasoning to kind of go out and do it. It was probably like, traditionally, it was probably terrible. Like traditionally, I'm probably a fucking terrible student.
You're like, well,
yeah, man. Like who does that? What kind of blue belt would do that? And I was taking classes and stuff when I was a blue belt. So like traditionally, I'm the worst of the worst.
However, you did it your way.
Yeah.
And here we are. You're sitting comfortably in your chair. That you work very hard for. So I think just paki from my end, at least. No matter how you do it, is the journey along the way, but you got there in the end. So that's with the belt and, you know, with the gym as such. But what I've noticed today that is the community aspect, the kaupapa of, you know, bringing people together and let them connect and, you know, have a korero and, you know, obviously relating it to Te Ao Māori principles as well, you know, karakia before kai, you know, karakia before we start. Seth was kind enough to like lead us into it and then, you know, like blessed us afterwards. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? What the kaupapa is here actually at Rogue? I mean, you've done it by yourself, kind of not, you know. It takes a village, you know, to raise and help and support. However, cut to today.
Yeah, it takes definitely a village and a Seth to build something like this. But yeah, I think the community and the culture that you guys all felt today is definitely like it's special, and it's something that's unique to New Zealand culture. Like, because like I did 3 years. I lived in Australia for 10 years, but I did 3 years of martial arts in Australia, and not once did I get a fucking hongi. You know, like not once did I get a hug. Not once. Not that I was like going around asking for hugs, but like, you know what I mean? Like not once was affection or awhi or anything like that shown on the mats or off the mats. It's just very like regimented and straightforward. And I think that's where like the Lone Wolf logo kind of comes from. It's like that's my Australian side. It's like that's like the dog in me, I think. It's like I just like to get things done, and that's always been a big part of my kaupapa, is that Lone Wolf. But then when I came home and I tried to like run with that, I was like quickly met with like just beautiful people. Yeah. I was just quickly met with beautiful people like yourself, you know, people like Carlo up in Hamilton, at Koime, like they're just people that like they're out there. They exist. It's just about kind of like Lone Wolf is awesome, but man, hanging out with cool people is way better.
Makes it much more enjoyable, doesn't it? Imagine just driving here by yourself, even from Kirikiriroa, or like doing it with a bunch of, you know, friends and making it a trip and collecting memories and whatnot. That's what it was for us. And then that was just the cherry on the cake, you know, witness it today. But I thought at this point, to make it a bit interesting, I asked some of my friends, you know, to come in and give like, so to say, like a testimonial on how they viewed it individually, from like different standpoints. So yeah, I brought my good friend Ben Wilson, the toughest white belt on the block from Hamilton along, and he's a novice in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Take a seat here, my friend, for a second. He started his journey, I think, roughly like 5 months ago. At Riverside Jiu-Jitsu, and then, you know, a little bit at core mixed martial arts. And today, it's great. And look at him. Pretty beaten up today from the grading and all the training. However, today was another first for him as well, because he witnessed a grading for the first time, and not just as a participant. You know, he was able to help, contribute, support. So just from your point of view, Ben, how did you view today, please?
Yeah, well, like you said, like that was my first, both witnessing my first grading and like being a part of like my first grading. So like that's pretty special to like do it here for the first time at a new gym, you know, like that's real special. But yeah, like just
it's buzzy, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, you know, and like coming from no experience, like you just have no idea, you know, like you don't know what you don't know. So it was just like everything was like brand new, and it was wicked to like have a role with like your students, and you know, like just like everything was just like, yes, like, you know, like everything was just like new.
Yeah.
So it was wicked to be able to roll here and have a go at that.
Another thing that you mentioned earlier before we start recording is we went like to some of the photos, you know, that Timothy Stevens from Adapt Media kindly enough took, just for the memory and whatnot. And you're like, man, that was a wicked moment, you know, like that dude was always smiling no matter what. He was super friendly. That was like smiles all around, you know, like it was nothing.
Except for me, I don't really smile too much when I'm rolling.
Yeah, but you know,
we're just like shouting some.
I can't wait to see those shots. Sorry.
But yeah, even though, you know, he's 6 months or 5 months-ish into his journey, you know, and absolutely beaten up today, he was so happy afterwards, you know, just to be here and participate.
Yeah, but that's the culture, you know. Like, I won't take too much off of the other people who are coming on, but like, you know, before and after, and even during, like every person that I rolled with was like all smiles, like, yeah, brother, that was sweet, or like, you know, like I'd get something on and they'd be like, yeah, sick, and then we'd carry on, you know, and like, and that just, you know, that makes you want to like get up and do the next one, you know, because if I was just getting like destroyed and then just left in a pile, you're kind of like, that sucked, you know, like, yeah, but no, it was wicked, yeah, it was sweet.
Can I ask you, who was your favourite role?
Oh,
Is that a question, that you ask people after?
I don't know, man. That's fun.
You to me as well.
It's all right, man. You can say it.
Cliff was pretty fun to roll with.
Cliff, give a pocket back to Cliff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, Cliff, what a man.
Yeah, Cliff was good.
Yeah.
5 months ago, before you started your journey, versus today, looking at photos of you, lean cut, you've lost a bit of weight.
21 kilograms.
Yeah.
21.
In your gi, participating with some students in a new gym. Is that something you ever thought you would see?
Nah, not if you'd asked me like 6 months ago. Nah, and like jiu-jitsu is where I've found like that combination of like exercise and actually something that I enjoy doing. And that's what keeps me coming back, you know, it's like the developing a skill and then also the community that you surround yourself with and the fitness that you get on top of that. It's awesome.
How many rounds today you think you did, or how many push-ups?
Oh, brother. I don't think I've done as many push-ups.
You came out of the shower earlier and I think I saw a six-pack.
That's my life. Yeah. I don't know, but we did a
Big shit like man.
boxing in MMA this morning, and then kids grading, and then adults grading. So,
And it sounds like, the kids grading, they were
I think I was more exhausted after the kids grading.
getting after
yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, it was.
Anyway, we gotta leave some room for the others.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just,
Thanks, man.
it was really important, you know, to get like a first time or like a novice to talk about it. And then of course, I'm gonna bring in someone that is very well experienced and like a veteran of the game. Have a seat, another Seth the Black Reaper, who was kind enough to drive all the way by himself actually, because we all left yesterday. To partake, you know, and support us with what we're doing here today. And from your experience, because you are so experienced in general with grading, you know, like you've seen a few things, you've traveled. How was it for you to partake in the first ever grading here at Rogue Training Center?
I quite enjoyed this, like really well structured. Kudos to you, Jude. And just like everybody listening, everybody's engaged. The old don't go get water. I was into that. Just to see the old die on the mat. That was the one. I was waiting for that, and that was the first time that someone's done it in front of me. So I quite enjoyed that kind of that mentality.
Anything in particular that stood out for you today, or something that you might have never seen before that impressed you?
What impressed me is like all the people that were like got caught out. They all got caught out, got on the mat, and just got shark tanked. They knew it was happening. There was no backing down. They all did it.
Absolutely. There's a lot of blood on the mat too.
Yeah.
But
And I'd scare people away from right. We still.
Okay, there's no blood. There's no.
well, that's part of it, you know. Anything else that you would like to mention?
No, some hard rounds like got here straight away. Well, not straight away to all the BJJ stuff, and then very first row, Caleb. I was just like, is this going to be the whole thing? Bro came out 100%.
Yeah.
Directly after you said like, there's an hour.
Pace yourself.
Pace yourself. No, there was 100% pace off that. So
Yeah.
that was good.
It's just some keen beans sometimes, but I guess you take the bull by the horns, and you're probably the best person, you know, to go in the first round with. So
Yeah. Hopefully he got tired out because I was.
yeah, he probably did.
He ripped his pants to do. Like, I don't know if you've seen it. His whole pants, the whole back of his pants, his ass was sharp. Yeah, some new pants.
Oh well.
And the greatest cricket.
All right. Yeah. If you have nothing else to...
Sorry, that was me. Thanks, Jay. Thanks.
You said.
Thank you so much. So, both ends of the spectrum, we've got novice and we've got someone that is super experienced. And then I want to hit the right spot in the middle, bringing in Julian Simpson, who's high-level blue belt from Core Mixed Martial Arts. Absolutely amazing training partner and just a good person to be around. And he's big on community. Sometimes I see him as he's the glue, you know, that brings people together. So I would like him to just speak about the Whanaungatanga experience here, you know, on the community and the people that you witnessed today, and just, you know, what was your experience like?
I think the first thing is Jerry being such like a good leader and mentor. All the kids look up to him, all the adults look up to him.
Ish.
The way you take control of the class. I don't know, everyone wants to be there because they want to be there. It's not like they're dragging their feet to come to training like a lot of places, you know. Before everyone's happy, people during the middle like crying, trying to fight through, but after they're happy, out having the barbecue.
Yeah.
Just an awesome place. Yeah.
Anything, like I was asking Seth as well, is there anything in particular, like a moment or like a role or like an interaction that stood out for you?
I think the last round, I can't remember the lady's name, they got her blue belt.
Marama.
Yeah.
And Jerry was putting her through the paces at the end. There was 2 double legs.
We were sitting right there, yeah, and she was, you know, had a little bit of blood. Maybe she was falling funny, who knows, but she pulled through it.
Yeah, and just Jerry's support during the roll has been tough, but then has been supportive at the same time.
And she did hit a takedown on you as well.
No.
There was I don't know.
Video.
Maybe I was blinking at the wrong time, but I was like, oh, he's down. Like, how did that happen?
But saying before with Ben, like the kids grading was more, to me, was more of a push than the adults. Not saying it was, you know, any less, but the kids just went for it and it was tough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was actually tough.
No shit. Yeah. There's like four new green belts on the fucking market and they're coming for everyone. Yeah.
Kapai.
5.
Yeah. That's it?
5.
Do you want to add something?
No, and I was going to say too, the formality of the grading was awesome. Like, you know, what I've experienced in the past has been like semi-formal but pretty chill, but the formality of how you ran it was just awesome, you know. And I see all the kids talking to about their next stripe, their next bout, you know, and that's what, especially kids, gives them something to work towards, the next stripe or the next bout. And no, it was just super cool to be here.
Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Julian did a shitload of rounds today too. Like, don't let him.
Pretty well.
He pulled through, eh? Kapai. So yeah, I guess community, you know, is big as far as it comes to the kaupapa here, and the testimonials or just what I've witnessed, or you know, the scenes of everyone enjoying kai afterwards and sticking around, speak for itself. But yeah, sometimes, or you should say, every stripe, every belt, you know, it's all special. But every once in a while, there's like, you know, you go from really good to great, and there's like amazing relationships that, you know, come out of it for whatever reason. You know, you just stick with certain people, and it has this like essence that you cannot explain. And what I'm trying to say is that you have a special connection to this young gentleman here, your prodigy, or your lost little brother. I don't know what you would call Seth the Slayer, but please, I leave it up to you guys to explain it, to elaborate. It was important to you, you know, to bring him along, to include him. I respect that. So you've got a few minutes to elaborate on all of this and where this is going, maybe, because he has so much potential. And I did say to Seth today, like, you have so much mana, and if you have so much mana, it will be wasted if it's not shared, you know, like inspiring others just like you do. Anywho, that's the last thing I wanted to say. Sorry, Seth.
So I'll introduce him, eh? Like,
go.
Yeah, man. So this is Seth the Slayer, Seth Manotu. He is he's honestly like a big reason of like why I'm probably still in Whakatāne, why I'm still in New Zealand. I had a lot of opportunities over the last maybe 12 months to gap it, like got offered some money to go back to Australia and do some coaching and compete and even fight over there. And I, honest to God, I had a conversation with my partner. I was like, I feel like I should take this money and go. And she was just like, what about Seth? And then as soon as she said that, I was like, yeah, I'm not going. Like, just like that. I was just like, no, there's no way in hell I'm leaving this dude. Because then I was like, well, what's he going to do? Like, no way. So and then from there, I was like, okay, well, if I'm not going to go back to Australia and fight, then I got to take that same amount of energy that I wanted to put into that, and I'll just pour back into him and kids like him, and watch them go way further than I'll ever go.
Yeah.
Way further. And that was it. It was like a real easy decision. And then along the way, man, I've met people that have kind of doubted that decision as well. They're like, oh, you should have taken the money, or they're like, oh, he's just a kid. And I'm just like, fuck, you got to meet him first.
Yeah.
Like, meet him first, and then you'll see exactly what I'm fucking talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my intro to this badass dude that you guys are about to hear about.
I
Seth.
got you on camera a few times, right? I've seen you at Kura, remember that?
Yeah.
I have this distinct memory. You were the first kid who actually addressed the camera, and you were like this. You like took something down, you won your fight, and you looked at the camera, and you're like, well, fuck yeah, this kid's going somewhere.
Actually, Tim, because Seth was here from start to finish today. He started with us in the morning. We did some boxing and MMA rounds. Then he did the kids grading, and then he stayed for the whole adults. Nothing, no complaining, no nothing, pulled all the way through. However, what I'm trying to say is, you definitely had some rounds with him here with the boxing gloves on. And did he put it on you, or did he put it on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I obviously tried to keep it away with my long Nike abs as much as I could.
Reasonable success, more or less, eh?
I don't know, maybe you hit me in the head too hard, I can't quite remember.
Yeah. So yeah, where is this special connection going? Like, what are the plans? Competing, grading, further grading? What?
I'm gonna give him the key to this gym when I'm done.
Okay.
Like, dead set.
Big breath there, Seth. How's that feel hearing that?
Even if he doesn't want it, he can turn it into a clubhouse and just hang out and even party. I don't care. But
Can you see yourself doing that at some point in your life, Seth?
Yeah, probably, but just try, like, keep the kaupapa that Jerry's keeping. Just keep the same kaupapa inside.
Right. What is it? Can you talk about your aspiration, or why do you keep coming back? Why do you, even the situation that Jerry was explaining, like on the raw, like what is fueling you? What is driving you?
I like training, like even just coming back every day just gives me motivation to come tomorrow, push harder.
Because you, correct me if I'm wrong here, but even in school, in Kura, you hold a lot of accolades, and you are like, sort of say, tuakana to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You speak publicly as well, don't you?
Yep.
Hold a lot of space for a lot of people. Hey, do you want to? Is there some memories there that you want to share, maybe, or something that is like close to your heart?
Probably just coming into my first day, just seeing Jerry, and then throughout my whole journey, it's been great. And Jerry's been like a big part of my life during this journey through his training, just seeing all the kids thrive throughout their journey as well.
How old are you, Seth?
13.
How long have you been training?
5 years now.
You going places, mate. All right, you guys can bring it back to this at any stage, you know. I'm more than happy to listen or like extend it. But like I was saying, you know, he has some responsibilities, or, you know, holds a lot of space for people in Kura or like in the community as well. And you have actually another project or program just outside of this, or let's say you maybe try to bring it here now as well. The Kura Jits. Do you want to elaborate on that? Because that was a big part of our conversation last time. It's basically a jiu-jitsu program. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, so to say, like a playful manner to introduce them to combat sports, you know, get them healthy, equip them with some skills But please, where are we at with that one?
Yeah, man. Well, that's been a big part of this whole journey, and it's crazy because like it kind of looks like we do a lot, but there's actually a whole nother story of what we do in this space, which is within the Kura system. So we at one point, me and Seth were operating at like I think it was 7 schools in the Eastern Bay in one term, and it was madness. But at the same time, we were fizzing. It was gangster as we were just going from school to school, just teaching jiu-jitsu and fucking kids up. It was cracker. It was so cool. Straight up. We'd get there and the teachers would be like, man, these kids have been paying their asses. What are you going to do? I'm like, fucking say less. I'll bring the Slayer and we'll wreck some kids. I got no problem. And they loved it. Like they loved every minute of it. Even though like the kids that were bullying, they were like looking forward to it, and jiu-jitsu just started like popping off in all these little schools. They're not even little schools. Like one school we had 180 students that were on program. Another school we had 110 students. Te Kura Whakatāne, which is that photo of me and Seth in there. It's a school photo, by the way. It's so gangster. It's a school photo. They were like, you guys want to do a school photo with your like gi uniforms? And I was like, fuck yeah. So that's framed and that's in the gym. And Seth's actually in that photo. He didn't even go to that school, dude. It's crazy. So that, that school had like 90 kids in the program. Then we had some real small pocket schools that were quite rural. So me and this dude would jump in a truck, load it up with mats, and just beeline it for these schools that like fucking 30 minutes out in the bush, and just set up mats and just teach jiu-jitsu for like an hour, and then would pack them up and would gap. Like it was really cool when it was at that stage, because I didn't have a gym, I didn't have a headquarters, and me and this dude, we just wanted to train. Like we honestly just we wanted to train so much that we went out and bought mats and just started going everywhere. And our gym, as cool as it was, we weren't getting that amount of training that we were craving. And I want to say craving because I'd look at this dude at the end of class and would be like, want to do more rounds? And he's like, yeah, let's do more rounds. And that's just like how me and this kid have been since day dot.
Is the idea now to, instead of like going to all the schools in the area, to get them here and actually train out of the training center?
Yeah, the goal was always this. It's in some way, shape, or form, it was always going to be something like this. I had no idea like where it was going to be or what it was going to look like or what it was going to be called. But at some point, I knew that I had to build something where I could take all of these things that we were working on and pull it all together and combine it with our own craving for training, and then just group it in this one place where we could just do it all. Like do it all, and that was it. So like right now we've still got like 2.5 schools operating on the program, with another 2 schools that's still like trying to secure funding for it. But then from like that time where we had 7 schools, we've just got all the kids that you've seen today, that they all go to some school that we've done jiu-jitsu at. Like I think we've done jiu-jitsu at every fucking school in the Eastern Bay at this point. It's crazy. And at one point we were getting calls to go like down the coast and set up mats down there. And honestly, it was starting to mess with me a little bit. Like I was just getting like worn out. I was trying to fight MMA. I was trying to do this and that.
Yeah.
And I was trying to juggle with like 180 kids, man. Like it's like snotty little kids. Fuck, man. You get sick real quick. Like doing jiu-jitsu, grappling, shaking hands. Like it was taking a toll on me, my body. It was taking a toll on him. He was getting in trouble at school. His principal was like pissed off at me and his family, and his dad's over there laughing because his dad was telling his principal to get fucked. His dad was like, nah, gee, he's doing this thing because he could see value in it. He could see his son was like turning into a little leader, through what we were doing. And that part like really baffled me. Like that part really did baffle me. And that not to go like too far off track, but that was like a light bulb for me about wanting to continue this form of change, because even someone like a principal at a school couldn't see the value in what we were up to. Yeah.
I mean, they're probably stuck in their lane, They're trying to run the school, and if mixed martial arts or all of that is foreign to you, and you've never engaged with it, or you've never seen it, or like had like a family member, then I can somewhat understand, where he was coming from, because he was probably worried about your grades and whatnot. But you're a smart cookie, you can juggle a lot of different balls, at the same time. So what I'm getting from it is the feedback's still good, and your reflections. Is it going to happen that you're going to bring those 2.5 schools that's still operating? I mean, I know for a fact that with the recreational funding that sometimes, it's just not there, especially with the government changing. Do you think there's still like some sort of hope to shift it here?
I've still got some contracts with some schools right now, but and to be honest, the way this thing is heading and the way the schooling system is heading, we're just gonna keep butting heads. Like it's gonna be one of those things where me and Seth go out there and all the kids lose all of the skills that we've been trying to teach because we can only get out there so much. It's like we can't get out there twice a week, 3 times a week. It just wouldn't make sense, and 1 time a week is just not enough. And it's really hard to get change going if we're only going out there once a week for like a 30-minute session or an hour session. Like the damage that we're doing positively is not that great compared to what we're doing here. What we're doing here is fucking magic.
Yes, like any other thing in life, it depends on how much time you pour into it. The better you get, or the outcome, you reap the rewards. Anyhow, I think going from like Seth community to Kura Jits program and whatnot, I actually want to bring this back to you because without you, we wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for the grading and all the other stuff, Because after all, you are the beast from the east. I gave you that name. We stuck with it somehow. And I want to talk a little bit about your competition mindset in regards to BJJ, but also MMA. And when I approached you with it, because obviously we have to talk about it, it goes without saying, you mentioned your recent super fight with Josh Montague in Christchurch. So you teased a few things. So just weave it together with your current state of competing, what is important to you, and maybe why you took that fight, and why was it such a standout moment in general or experience?
Yeah, epic. That's a hell of a question.
That's from you.
Yeah, man. So my kaupapa since like getting on the competition mats as like a wipeout has always been. It's been influenced by a lot of like really cool people along the way, but I kind of took it upon myself to be like, okay, Jerry, we're gonna make all of our mistakes from now until black belt. And that was it. I just told myself, I was like, we're going to go out, we're going to compete, and we're going to lose, we're going to lose, we're going to lose, we're going to win, we're going to win, we're going to lose, we're going to lose. I was just going to make all my mistakes so that by the time I got to black belt, I am not making any mistakes when I wear that. That was it. That was my goal. I knew that when I compete wearing my black belt, every single time I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to fuck you up, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that comp, like I did a couple this year. Like I fought Bryce, shout out to Bryce from Oliver MMA down in Napier. I fought that dude, and I remember thinking, like, this is my first proper black belt match, and he's a fucking savage too. He is a savage, and I remember thinking, I'm not making any mistakes in this match. Like I drove my ass all the way down the Kapiti Coast. It was like an 8-hour drive because he messaged me on social media saying, Jerry, do you want to fight? And I was like, fuck you, dude, I'll fight you. Like I knew I wasn't ready because I just got that black strap, but I thought, you know what, man, I'm going to get in the car, I'm going to listen to some crazy podcast, get all the way down there, go rogue, scrap this dude, beat the shit out of him, and then drive back. I did that. And that was me.
Put it in a nutshell, eh?
Yeah, and I did that. We drove straight back the next day, 8 hours back, and then went back to Mahi on Monday. Like it was just, they just went down there and did it, and then like this thing started to take off, and we started to like sign the lease for this place and start getting the ball rolling on this. So this is maybe like a month or two after Bryce. And yeah, same deal. I got another call up. I got this like message from Checkmate. Shout outs to Checkmate down in Christchurch. You guys are super cool, and I can't wait to get back down there and join you guys. But they messaged me and they're like, hey Jerry, like we'd be really keen to have you on this fight card. We've got a guy who is pretty keen to fight you. I was like, fuck, here we go again, eh? Like, and I remember, like, I think I asked some of these guys, I asked my partner, I was like, should I do this? Like, we're in the middle of setting up a business. I'm about to, like, piss off a bunch of people by opening my own gym and doing all these things. This seems like bad timing. And we had, like, little discussions about it. And we were so busy. Like, me and this kid were in here, like, fucking, I don't even know how long, like, 16 hours a day. There's one time we were in here till like 11 o'clock at night on a fucking like school night. I was like, dude, I gotta take you home. Like we were just painting and cleaning and just like OCD as. And this was like on a Tuesday night. Me and him were in here painting those shelves over there till like fucking midnight. like eyes bloodshot red, and he's like half asleep painting. It was so funny. I was like, "Can you hold the ladder?" He was like, "What?" and then yeah, I remember thinking like, I remember actually watching him painting those walls and thinking like, "Joe, if you don't take this call up, then what the fuck are we doing?" You know, like, what's the point of like starting this whole thing and sticking with that name and running with that logo if you're not gonna keep it up? Like, he got the black belt, like he fought Bryce. Let's go do it again. Let's go down to Christchurch, fuck this dude's day up, and then come back and go back to Mahi. So we did that, and that was me. That was gangster. Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you what the fuel is, what the motivation and inspiration is, you know, to do all these things, but I think you gave countless examples, you know, just go rogue. You gotta, like, if you want to do something, you find a way to do it, you know, you just go for it. There will be mistakes, there will be people that you piss off, there, you know, there's always a consequence, positive, negative, however you want to look at it. That's life, you know, there's nothing that you can do about it. And I guess that sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Josh. Josh is a fucking cool guy. Like, that was a really good match. I remember going down there thinking, like, this dude, he's been training. I think he took out, like, some 60-man tournament down on the Kapiti Coast. Like, I knew I was going for war. Like, he knew that, like, we were going to go hard out. It was 80cc pro rule set, so, like, we were going to go for it. But I remember thinking, like, I'm flying all day to Christchurch. It was a Saturday, man. It was a Saturday. I had to take class here. Took, like, 3-4 classes. Did a little open mat. Left the keys with Seth. I drove to Rotorua, jumped on a plane, flew down to Christchurch, fought the guy in like 2 hours, beat the shit out of him, and got on the piss, then flew back the next morning at 6 a.m.
Well, if that's not the definition of going rogue, then I don't know what it is. That's probably...
And then, that was in the Mother's Day event, was it? Yeah, it was. So, yeah, to top it off, I flew back, like, hungover and dusty as shit, and then we had a Mother's Day event in there, so we had like, fuck it, I put on a Mother's Day event for all our mums at the gym. I was like, drop your kids off, go enjoy Mother's Day, and I'll look after you kids for the whole day. Or me and Kylie did anyway, my partner Kylie, shout out to Kylie. Yeah. And yeah, we had the kids in there and we just like watched movies and chilled out. And there's a photo, so like, I'll give you the photo, Tim. There's a photo of me like crashed out. And there's like fucking 20 kids like around me just watching the projector over there on the mat. So it's fucking crack up.
Trust me with your kids saying. I got you.
It was a good event.
Yeah. Couple of short questions. And don't elaborate, just whatever is top of your head, just fire away, you know. When I compete, I feel...
Gangster.
My style makes you?
My what?
My style? Fighting style, of course. I mean, your style is pretty exceptional, I must say.
I want to say intimidated, but I hate that word. I hate attaching that to me. I almost want to say focused. Like, if you spar with me or if you train with me, there's like a fine line of like intimidation there, but there's also a fine line of I feel like Jerry's here to make me better, so you have to focus when you train.
Well, that's part of it, isn't it? You got to feel intimidated and on your tippy toes, you know.
Yeah. I just don't like the word intimidate. So
No. Yeah, razor sharp focus, you know. Like, even it was obvious today, like watching a little bit, and we did a bit of a ride in the morning and whatnot. That's just what you have to do, you know. If you want to elevate your training partners or your students, you know, you gotta be switched on, and they feed off that energy, you know. And in particular, because you are the main guy here, you know, you are the one who's leading. Funny enough, we're talking about wolves, you're leading the pack, you know. So you gotta be with your chest up, you know. You gotta show presence, you gotta show discipline, you gotta lead, like, no matter what, you go down, you do your 10 push-ups, 10 whatever sit-ups, whatever is required in between rounds. Go to the next, you get up, you tie your belt, you go again, you shake hands, and that's basically how I saw you doing it, you know, and I have a lot of time for it. Seth, how do you see his style? You watch him, like, what's the first word that comes to mind?
I'm gonna get smashed.
If I could say that.
He's 18.
Yeah. But that makes you such a fearless competitor, you know? Because feeding us back to... Everyone said the same thing about the kids grading, you know? I was almost if not harder, if we're honest, than the adults, because they just went for it.
No.
I started the rounds this morning with Seth as well, and he was not like, oh, I'm just gonna tippy toe around and like just, you know, sit out the round. Like, he was going for it. Were you? Like, there was no, and man, all the respect to you for, you know, I'm not the golden standard by any means, but you know, you have like height advantage, or you know, if you go against someone like Tim, you know, who's got reach or experience and whatnot, there was no shying away. It's like, I'm gonna come for.
Easy on me.
I was trying not to say that. No. I'm joking. What I'm trying to say is that it was just fearless. You know, you kept coming forward. You put your combinations together, even with the grading. You know, it was awesome. So, giving you a lot of praise, but it is deserved. Let it be known. All right. Jerry, my pre-match ritual is.
Oh fuck, this is crazy. I have a nap, eh? Yeah, bro. These are like a bunch of photos of me like napping under the like bleachers and up in the grandstand, and like my students will come try and find me, and like Seth will be like, "Oh, fucking leave him alone. He's crashed out." Yeah. So it's
Power of a nap, eh?
as far as napper, yeah.
As far as it comes to performance, it's enhancing. When you run a training session, give practice, adults, kids, it doesn't matter. Training has to be.
When I run it,
When you run it, because you're the boss here.
it's gotta be on. It's gotta be on. It's gotta be like we're in and we're out. We're done. Like don't. Your training doesn't have to go home with you. Your training doesn't have to be more than what you think it is. Training is 45 minutes to 60 minutes of like hard, rigorous effort, and then you go about your life. Like, don't make it more than that. That's where people fuck up. Like, they take their training home, they take their sparring home, they take all this shit home, and it spills out into their life. And then all of a sudden you're like, dude, like, your life is separate. Like, treat it like that, you know? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, we're just training. We're just trying to like get fitter, faster, stronger. Just leave it at that. Like, once you get home, you're home. Be at home. Hang out with your family. Do all that shit. Like, yeah.
Oh, funny, you did say that today with your partner being here, getting graded, you know. We're not doing anything at home, you know. It's just like we chill. That's like a safe area to do whatever family related, you know. Music, I warm up too.
Ah, shit. Probably like Suicide Boys or something fucked up like that.
Okay. What's your taste? What's you getting?
This is the exact
into the
same,
zone.
bro.
Anxious. Is he? We gotta say you're 18, eh?
We like some drum and bass. Like, we listen to some pretty dark music. We want to scrap.
Well, yeah, you go into combat, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think you should listen to the Wiggles. I don't think that gets you into the right mindset. But hey, whatever floats your boat. There's probably people out there doing that just to take the edge off or whatever.
Actually, I remember looking on his phone once, and he has my playlist. Have you seen that? Yeah, man. He has my playlist on his phone.
Was there some consultation needed for that? Go with it. Hey, Jerry, I think time-wise and whatnot, we are at a pretty good point now to, because I bombard you with questions all the way along. This is the section now where you can spit back a question at me/us, or bring up a topic, subject, something that you want to elaborate on, discuss, anything goes.
Yeah, man. I think a couple of things. The first thing would be like, what were your favorite moments from today? Like you yarned it to everyone, but let's hear yours, because you were definitely a big part of it. You were right up the front with me, and you did a shitload of rounds. So
yeah,
I'll let you just sit with that. And then the second thing, while you're thinking about that, is I'd love for Seth to kind of retell his injury. He had a pretty nasty injury at the start of the year, and for him to go through that and then get a green belt today was pretty sick. So I think that would be pretty cool if we could hear his little yarn about that.
Do you want to go first, Seth, or do you want me to?
You can go first.
I go first. Damn, I thought you're like taking it so I can think about it. No, but first thing that comes to mind is just the merging of all the beautiful people that I was able to bring in to like speak for the testimonial, you know, because you got to consider the toughest white belt in Hamilton, aka Ben Wilson. He has never put on a gi in his life, let alone does he know how to tie a belt.
Sure.
How he blended in and, you know, just made sure no one was bumping heads, you know, made himself available. you know? It's just, no matter how small the contribution is, it's a contribution and it's fucking valid. That's probably the first time I swore today.
Damn it. Hanging out with us.
Anyway, yeah, man. Got a bit of dirty mouth sometimes. That's up to you. And, you know, Seth the Black Reaper, he came in a little later because of, you know, family work related commitments. And he's not, how to put it, he usually practices in a no-gi format. You know, he's a specialist when it comes to that. But I was like, bro, I think you should put a gi on. That's like, and I was like, go ask Kylie, you know, like, get your gi, like, you just blend in, like, that's what we're here for. And that was beautiful to see him in the gi and getting not out of his comfort zone. You can handle yourself by any means, but, you know, just getting amongst it and making himself available. And, you know, you're one of the main guys in general, but then for the adults, you know, because of the sizes, a few like bigger people in there, and it was awesome. And then Julian, like I was saying, that's just it's almost like a no-brainer with, you know, like he just flows into the situation, picks up on each individual training partner's like strengths and weaknesses to like scaffold around them. You know, you could bring him in against anyone, and he would higher belt, he would do great, and then but also can taper it down to someone who's maybe less experienced. And then Timothy, you know, doing his thing with behind the camera and capturing everything and getting some training in the morning, just how it all blended in together. Yes. And how we were able, fresh off the boat basically, to come in and help you run your very first grading. Because like I said, I was, to this day, like our first podcast, the sound that just drives me nuts, you know, just over the phone. However, I missed you invited me for your black belt ceremony and I couldn't make that. And but you know, being here today and like celebrating this, like this particular moment, by having my friends here and seeing them like making themselves available, being such an invaluable asset, is that how you say it? To this whole kaupapa. And yeah, just seeing like the people from the gym that are training here, like having such an amazing time, and you know, everyone was smiling and handshakes and this and that, and people supporting each other. Bit of a lengthy answer, but that was my favorite thing today. Seth the Slayer, now it's up to you, mate. I hope you thought about your answer.
So it was probably like we had grading, and then 2 days later we got invited to my mum and dad's mates. Mm-hmm. And then after that we went to dinner, and then the boy rides a motorbike.
Yeah.
I used to ride back in the day, but I stopped, and then he asked if I wanted to go. So I jumped on the motorbike and rode around for a bit, but I was feeling good. And then there was just this jump that he kept on hitting, and so I was like,
"You're the Slayer. I'm taking this jump."
And then I like remember it in slow motion. Like I pulled in the brakes and the bike just slipped from underneath, and smashed straight onto my knee. I just remember saying to him, "Get the bike off me." Man, it was pretty bad. And then we didn't even know that it was broken or anything, because we just thought it was like swollen or something. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, probably 4 hours to 6 hours later, we went to the hospital, and we didn't get until like 4 in the morning. And man, I stayed there for probably like a week or so. But it was probably one of the most times I actually came into the gym after I got out of the hospital. Asked my mum to drop me off every day.
In a wheelchair.
You just wanted to be there?
Yeah.
Learn, see, be in his presence? Hang out with your mates?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a recovery process, do you feel like you're back to normal? Is your knee giving, or not your knee, it fell on your knee, but your foot was broken? Is it giving you troubles, or you feel like you having good? I mean, I saw you kicking pads, and there's no signs for me at least, but I'm not a doctor, so who am I?
Yeah, it's been feeling good. Yeah, but little nudges here and there, but been feeling good so far.
Nice.
Was it hard not getting, like, being in the wheelchair and go, all right, it's almost ready to go, itching to jump in?
Yeah. Once I got back in, I had just realised, like, how much I missed it. Like, I think I was just sitting out in toe tag, and man, I really wanted to jump in, but just couldn't.
I came in one day and I pull up like, I don't know, like a couple minutes late for class, and this kid is like maybe a month out from the surgery, and his legs like wrapped like a fucking mummy, and he's on the mat and he's like lined up ready to bow, and I look him up and down. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm gonna try and do the warm-up. Dude, you just shattered your leg. Like, what the fuck? And he did. He like hobbled around the mat with like the most agonizing face. And I was like, I don't even know what I'm witnessing right now. Like, your wheelchair's right there. Like, what the fuck? You crazy kid. And he did it. And then I literally had to tell him, I was like, get off the mat. Like, this is stupid, man. Like, what are you? And he looked so pissed at me. And I was like, what the fuck are you made of? Like, this is crazy. Like, that's the sort of shit that I have to deal with every day. To make it worse, man, he skimmed over a lot in there, but I don't know if you heard that. He broke his leg, and then for 6 hours, he hobbled around on it. And then went and sat in the waiting room in fucking Whakatāne Hospital, shout out to the Whakatāne Hospital, for like 12 more hours. Like, I know people that fucking cut their finger and head for the fucking first aid kit in a second. That's fucking wild. Like, can you imagine breaking your leg and then sitting around having a conversation with dad, like, oh, you did, I reckon it's pretty sore. You know, like, for fucking 6 hours and then going to the hospital, like,
That's why he's the Slayer.
that's balls of steel that we will never have, brother. Like, that's gangster. And I got so many stories of this kid doing shit like that. Like, that's tip of the iceberg.
Oh, we can unload them in a documentary.
Hard, man. Oh, man, you'll see it when this kid makes it. Like, in one way, shape, or form, he's going somewhere. I don't know where, but he's going to go somewhere, and we'll watch the doco then. It'll be crack up. Tell that yarn too. It'll be funny for shit.
More for wood. Anything else before we wrap things up?
I will say that when he was in hospital, it was like a shitty time for us. It's like I just got my black belt, and I was like on this journey of like, I want to go full ball into it and go and fight the world. And my bro is sitting in hospital. So I was like, fuck. And I remember thinking, like, I can't even go to the hospital and see this little dude because it was going to fuck me up. I remember thinking that. And then I took his green belt to him and I like put it on his lap. Yeah. And I remember thinking, like, I know you're in the shit right now. Everyone goes through it. It's shit. It's life. You know, dude, just like suck it up. But because I know who you are, I know what you're going through sucks. Like, it sucks. Because we love training. So I took him a green belt. Sorry. And I put the green belt on his bed. And he's in hospital, leg fucked up, leg up in the air. And he looked even more pissed at me. Can you believe that? Like, dude, he was like pissed at me. He was like, I don't want the green belt right now. Like, let me get back to training. And I was like, take the fucking green belt. And I'll see you in like 6 months' time. Just do the rehab and do the thing. And I remember that moment. I remember thinking, like, man, you were like way more man than I'll ever be. You know, like right then, this kid is in hospital, almost telling me to fuck off because he didn't want his green belt. He looked so angry too. I was expecting like a hug or like really happy, and he was like, cool, leg up in the fucking cast. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, like. But yeah, that's why I wanted this kid on this podcast. Is like, this kid's special, man.
I paid the audience, man.
I think after today we can all like, there's no doubt that we can all agree. I said my piece, you already know. And it's beautiful to see such a relationship, coach, student, friend. There's much more to that than, just that. He knows. We know now too, and I saw that even throughout the grading today. It was heartwarming, I almost wanted you to cry more and show more emotions. I was like, bro, just let it out, like. I know that you. However, we leave it at that. Otherwise, you're actually gonna. I'm gonna go and get someone to get some tissues. Nah, it's all good. It is beautiful. I don't want to taint it and whatnot. And I thank you for sharing. Because this is what it's all about. It is about the community, the friends you bring along, and those memories you make. Together as a collective. Because imagine you would go through life just by yourself. It wouldn't be as enjoyable, wouldn't it? I leave it at that because I think that's a beautiful note to just like cap it. I need to take a breath now because it was beautiful, coming, and we're not even done yet. We have another whole nother day tomorrow. Anywho, shout out as per usual to Adapt Media. Do you want to do it yourself?
Come sit down.
Yeah, come
Shout out to
Guys. All right. So it's a lot harder on this side of the camera, right?
You don't realize sometimes, do you?
Sometimes it's easier to be behind there. Basically, guys, if you need any photos, videos, website design, social media, Adapt Media, best way to get in contact is on Instagram. I do have Facebook, but that's for old people. Instagram is the way to go. Or if you already know me, don't be a stranger, flick me a message. And last thing I want to say is thanks for having me, guys. Really, it was awesome to come see. Highlight was definitely looking down the lens when you were giving the briefing. You're telling everybody, right, no drinking, you on the mats, no talking. It's just the way I like to do the training as well. And everyone was like evenly spaced out, like it was some sort of military. They were standing there like this. It was really cool.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
That's that.
I'm done.
Sweet. Thank you for inviting us, for having us, for being here today and tomorrow. And I spoke a lot, so I give the curtains to you. Give a shout out to whoever you want to. You have the last piece here today on the potty.
Yeah, man. Thank you to you guys, to the whole crew for coming to you guys. I was like, just thinking right now, you guys are crack up crew. Like you kind of like Power Rangers, but like a fucking spastic version of the Power Rangers. But you guys came in, you brought your own like flavor and your own style and your own kind of energy, and I think it actually worked out way better than I ever thought it could. And these guys are all crashing at my like little house this weekend, but it's cool as, and me and Kylie, my partner, are super stoked to have you. Me and the gym are super stoked to have you guys. I know that Whakatāne is probably not like the hottest destination for you guys, but you made the trip down, man, and you guys are always welcome back. So shout out to you, Five. Shout outs to Jade, Seth's dad, who's just sitting over there kind of just gilling away at all these crack up yarns, and to Monique, his mum, as well, for supporting this kid the whole fucking way. Shout outs to our whole Rogue family, to our East Coast BJJ family across the road as well, because they've been a massive, if not the entire part of this fucking journey. And yeah, we'll see you guys back on the comp mats real soon. Me and the studio coming after you.
That's us. Sure.